With the awful wildfires devastating parts of California this past week, it's a reminder that our homes need to be ready for anything. Now, here with some advice on how to achieve that is home improvement expert George Oliphant. George, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
Of course. So let's dive right in. What can we do to start protecting our homes?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do in your home, a lot of things that people don't always think of. First and foremost, in the kitchen. The kitchen's the heart of the home, especially at this time of year. People are going to be spending a lot of time in there. They're going to be cooking and having a lot of gatherings. There's an appliance in the kitchen that people often forget to use, and it's not the fridge, it's not the stove, it is your range hood. And this is something that should be turned on before you start cooking and left on for a good 10 to 20 minutes after you cook. The Braun range hood is awesome because it features the Braun capture system. And what's going on is that when you're cooking, obviously you get the flavor and the smells, but what you can also end up with is some carbon monoxide and some fumes and some other odors that aren't really the best thing to be breathing in. So that's why it's really important to use your hood and don't just have it sitting there above your stove. I can't tell you how many times I myself have cooked up something, filled the house with smoke, and been like, oh my gosh, I should have flipped this on right away. So just try to get that into your habit, daily habit. When you're cooking, use the hood. It's not just there as a decorative element. You paid for it, you put in all your appliances. It's a necessity to have in all kitchens, and the reason for that is because you don't want to be breathing in all the stuff that comes off your stove.
Right, very good point. And of course, we're in fall, we're headed into winter. How can people start preparing their homes for the colder temperatures?
Well, you really want to make sure that you're cleaning your filters on your HVAC system, your heating, your ventilation, and your air conditioning systems. And LG recently launched a cutting-edge HVAC technology, which is the LG Red, which stands for Reliable to Extreme Degrees. And what it does is it boasts superior heat performance. I know you in Tucson, you probably, it doesn't get too cold, but this LG Red system is awesome because it's going to give you 100% heating capacity down to 5 degrees Fahrenheit and continuous heating operations all the way down to negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if it gets to be negative 13 degrees in Tucson, watch out. But you never know. If the weather is changing out there, and you just want to make sure that your home is comfortable, that it's warm, and that you're using an efficient system to keep your bills down and your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Yep,
good point. I mean, here in Tucson, even 50 degrees feels like it's cold, so that's some good advice
there. Right,
exactly.
Yeah, because it's all about what you're used to.
Yep, that's true. And so another major concern that people might have about their homes is electrical fires. What can we do to sort of prevent those?
That is literally the scariest thing for me. I'm a father of 3 boys, and I'm always worried about whether a plug or a wire is frayed, or if maybe we were hanging a picture on the wall and you may have nicked a wire and you don't know that. And just any sort of fire hazards, especially electrical fire hazards. If there's anything you can do to protect your home, you want to take you want to follow those precautions. And Leviton came up with the Arc Fault Circuit Interrupter outlet, which is the AFCI outlet. What it does is it helps prevent electrical fires. It helps recognize potentially dangerous arc faults, and that's not just for what's going on behind your walls, but that's also for whatever you plug into your walls. So if you have a lamp or a stereo or something, and it's behind a piece of furniture, it's getting rubbed, you don't know it, you could be you could be set up for an electrical fire. And this will these outlets, they will acknowledge that, they will actually trip, they'll turn off the electricity to that particular outlet, but also with all the outlets downstream from that outlet. So it's a great way to really give you that peace of mind and protect your home with something as simple as putting in the correct outlet.
Very good, George. Thank you so much for joining us. These great tips.
Hey, always a pleasure. Have a great one, Alex.